What is up, everyone? Train Freak here, and hold on a second. Ooh, the maintenance away train, I think, is coming around the bend, so let's check it out. And as it's going by, I'm going to give you some announcements. And the reason why we're seeing the maintenance away train is because today is a layout update video. It's been a couple of weeks since I have done one. So, and typically I wouldn't do one on my reminder video, which is also going to be a reminder that tonight is Sidetrack Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern on my channel. But typically I wouldn't do a layout update on STS nights, but since it's been a couple of weeks, I decided to go ahead and do it. So, here's the layout update video, but let's get through a couple of announcements real quick. First one, like I said, Sidetrack Sunday tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern on my channel. I'm going to have a special guest. We're going to talk about a railroad, or maybe a group of railroads. Who knows? So it just depends on what all comes to be. Then, you know, I'm hitting close to 650, so I guess I need to go get some more prizes for the 700 subscriber contest, because Mr. Al Moore won the last one for the 600 subscribers. So thank you for all of y'all who participated, and I apologize that the bingo did not go long enough. I'm sure everybody wanted more suspense, so on the 700, what I'm going to do to remedy that situation is the amount of people that subscribe, I'm going to divide them evenly by the number of cards, so that way I'm not filling up a whole card, basically. So, other than that, I think that's really the only announcements I've got going on. I will let you know to be on the lookout. Me and another YouTube channel, John Arthur, is going to be working on a collaboration video for operations. Basically following the path of a boxcar. You probably saw where he weathered that boxcar, and of course I had to, and he kind of threw down the gauntlet on me, so I had to weather mine too. But we're going to get ready for that, and the reason why we've been holding off on doing that collab video is because I've been waiting on some things to come in that finally came in. So let me show you what all I worked on and go from there. So be right back. Isn't this such a pretty view? Man, oh man. So a couple of weeks ago on Humanity Junction's channel, he does Modeling Mondays, I actually got to work on my layout a little bit. I didn't get too far, but let's slide these out of the way. I think the stock pins are starting to come to life. Now, where I'm at with this is I've started painting both the ties and the sides of the rails. You can see where it kind of stopped, and this is when I ran out of time. But I'm painting it this burnt umber, and then I'm coming back and using a Q-tip with denatured alcohol to rub the top of the rails to get the shine back on there. But I do plan on lightly ballasting this track and probably putting in a few weeds and stuff and more of this dirt stuff here on it as well. I'm going to kind of probably leave this area open, and then I will have to do this track here, paint, ballast, all of this as well. I'll have to come in with some plaster of Paris, smooth this edge out to kind of give it more of a healed texture like that. So I still got a little bit to do. I'm just kind of starting here. I did get all my cows in, so once I get all this sealed in, and I still have a few places I got to touch up, like right in there. I kind of forgot to put dirt in that spot, and I think I need a little bit more there too. So, but overall, I'm pretty pleased with the how I done the pins and stuff with the paint, which you would have saw in the last update. As far as the scenery material, I can show that to you real quick. For the shrubs and stuff, I used this flock and turf stuff from Scenic Express. And I don't use the shaker. I actually pour some in my hand and I sprinkle it on. I used a little bit of the Bush's dark green and, oops, sorry, trying to get the glare out, olive. And then I have some underbrush in medium green. And I think this is light green. Yeah, light green. And then, of course, I use the Earth Blend Blended Turf. And I did use a little bit of the green blend. And that way, because what I'll have to do is come back and I'm going to add trees in this area here. So that's why it's darker and more shrubbery. Because I'm trying to mimic the, the field, the edge of the tree line. It's going to come around and help create this other scene over here. So, and then the same thing's going to happen on this side here. I'm going to have trees and stuff off in this area here. So it kind of looks like the train cars are coming through a little small wooded patch and then coming into an open area. So, my building wants to keep falling towards the middle, so I'm going to have to probably find a way to, I think it's got some sticky tape on the back, so I have to sticky it up. So that's all I've really worked on down here. Clean the layout some. Oh, the dirt. I do not know what this stuff's called, but you can see there's two different colors, which is how I'm able to give the inside of the pins extra coloring. So, grabbed a couple of my signals out, been getting ready to place those. And that's really all I've done as far as level 1 goes. Let's pan around. Now level 2 is going to look like a little mess, and yes, I've got cars in there for a reason, and I know that's there for a reason because I've been working with it. I've been doing coupler swaps, so I'm getting another batch of 25 pairs of used Katie's that are number 5s or the Whisker versions, if I find any, that I'm going to sell used, because these are what I'm going to. I'm going to the scale head versions. So 25 pair there. I got 1 pair left in here, and that's because the spring popped out of one of them, so I got to get the spring back in before I work on it. But as far as all the cars and the locomotives that I just recently did, I did all of these that are sitting on level 2 in the Industries. That locomotive, those 2 locomotives, that box car, and all of those cars over there. Now the tank car actually has special ones, which I don't think are prototypical. But it's the, what they call the, I think it's F style. If you wanted to go with the E style, you clip the top off. But it's also a scale head. So, but just been trying to get, couplers and stuff changed out and whatnot. So, the only cars I have left on level 2 to do are these 5 here in the front. This train back here all the way around. That goes all the way back in. Oh, there's the caboose. Close to staging. Those have all been swapped out. Now, I still got to swap out those 2. The Alco S3, which is actually really cool. I got a story to tell you about that one. All the cars in the yard. And the SD9 that is behind the plastic storage container. And then I'll also have to come over here and make sure that those 2 have been swapped out as well. So cool story about the S3. At the Northwest Arkansas Train Show, you would have saw that I bought it. I told you I paid $60 for it, which I did. And the seller at the booth told me that it was only going to be DCC. And I was like, that's fine. I can put sound in it later. Lo and behold, the first time I fire that thing up, there's no sound on it, like the prime mover's not running. But, so I'm like, okay, I'm just thinking it's DCC, right? But as soon as I stop the engine, I hear a brake squeal, and I'm like, wait a second, something ain't right here. And I looked in the instructions, and I guess whoever owned this before put the MRC sound decoder instructions behind all the styrofoam. So this has actually got MRC sound in it. So you'll actually get to see that on a collaboration video pretty soon with John Arthur. So I'm not going to spoil your surprises today. But I thought, hey, that's not a bad deal. $60, DCC and sound. I mean, you can't beat that. It's not Tsunami sound, but there is sound in there. So, you know, and I might just leave it at that. So I thought that was really, really cool. The other thing I got in finally, and it came from the UK because I bought it used, was another double crossover. This one here is DCC friendly. This one over there is not DCC friendly. So for you that have DC layouts that are not looking into going to DCC, if you're interested in wanting that double crossover, or if you want to make it DCC friendly, it's for sale. So just you can send me an email if you're interested, and we will discuss the price later. The other thing I did, and I'm going to just pick these up out of the way. I'll slide the boxcar back. Oops. That's what happens when the throw's not all the way on there. Alright. The other thing I did was I took this and I slid it closer to the edge for a reason. Right, let me get my finger out of the camera. Right along in here is a 1x4. So that's just the way I did my bench work. And that was so that way when I installed my lighting underneath, my lights wouldn't have been all the way up to the middle. I would have had it closer to the back, or closer towards me, so it would light up more of the layout underneath. So I readjusted the track, slid it down over there, and I used to have another crossover here. I actually took it out and decided just to go with just a single crossover, because this is actually the local that's just really running the scene, and this is where it looks a little better. And you can see how I kind of adjusted it and slid that double crossover over just a little bit, which it works, and it kind of gives more angles on the cars, which is really cool and neat to see. But, you know, the local's coming up, and he's literally just backing in and pulling out. There was really no need for me to have that other double crossover. I thought it looked cool, but in practicality, there's just no purpose for it. I will probably put it in on level 3 somewhere. For a 3-inch track spacing, so that, you know, maybe around like the passenger station. So I might do that. I'm not sure, and I might just leave it out. Not totally, I don't know what you call it, but I don't know. So I'm sure I can find some use for it. But that's pretty much where I'm at as far as the layout update goes. Did a little bit of track work, did a little bit of scenery, and then now I'm literally working on couplers. So if you're interested in those, let me know. I've even got the Bachmann Easy Mate knuckle couplers here too. So, and for those who like the horn hooks, I got plenty of those too. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, Sidetrack Sunday tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel. We're going to be talking about some a railroad or multiple railroads. We don't know what yet, so. All right, y'all. Well, y'all be safe out there. Take care. Happy railroading.